Hello students, this is video number 9 for third chapter laws of motion, part B, 9th standard physics. So in this part B, we study about Newton's first law, and inertia. So first we'll discuss Newton's first law. So according to Newton's first law, according to Newton's first law, if a body is in a state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest. In the state of rest. And if it is in state of motion, it will remain moving. It will remain moving in the same direction. In the same direction with the same speed, unless an external force is applied on it. So this is about the definition, and Galileo was the first scientist who observed this first law of motion. According to him, if the body is at rest, it remains at rest unless a force is applied on it. If the body is moving, it will continue to move with the same speed in the same direction unless an external force is applied on it. Then there is a qualitative discussion. In that we'll discuss a property of inertia. So in qualitative discussion, of the same law. First part, definition of inertia will come. Definition of inertia. So inertia is the property of an object by virtue of which it tends to retain its state of rest or of motion So this is one of the property because so it is the property of an object by virtue of which it tends to retain its state of rest or of motion. And then second is about the definition of force. So force is that external cause which tends to change state of rest or motion of object. So these are the two definitions. Then there is a relation of mass and inertia. So they both are related with each other. We can even say greater is the mass, more is the inertia. So it means mass is the measure of inertia. More mass, more will be the inertia. Means messy body, if we want to change the state of rest or motion of messy body, then we have to apply more force. And if less is the mass of body, then its inertia will also be less. So we need less force to change its state, whether it is at rest or motion. Next part is kinds of inertia. So there are two kinds. One is inertia of rest, and second is inertia of motion. So number of examples are there for which we can discuss. First, inertia of rest. First is inertia of rest. First example under inertia of rest. So when a train starts suddenly, so passengers, those who are standing in the compartment, they tends to fall backward. Why? Because their lower part will immediately come to motion or will share the same speed of the train, but upper part will tends to remain in the state of rest. So that's why they will feel jerk in the backward direction. Second is this hanging carpet. So in that example, if we will beat that hanging carpet with a stick, so dust particles start falling out of it. Why? Because the fiber of the carpet will immediately come in motion, but the dust particle, due to their mass, although the mass is very less, but due to inertia of rest, they will try to remain at rest and they will fall down due to gravity of earth. Number of examples we can discuss under this inertia of motion. So cyclist riding along a level road does not come to rest immediately after he stops pedaling. Why? Because when initially the cycle is in motion, it will take certain time to come to rest. So due to inertia of motion, it will try to remain in motion unless an external force is not applied on the body. Second is, this is about the moving cycle example. Second is, when a running car stops suddenly, the passenger tends to lean forward because the lower part is immediately come to rest. Because running car is also coming to rest, but upper part is always try to remain in motion. So due to inertia of motion, the passengers, they tends to lean forward. So this is all because of inertia. More will be the mass, more will be the inertia. So revise the topic or read the different examples which are given in your textbook properly and correlate with this explained part in this video number 9. Thank you very much.